The afternoon sun was sinking, spilling streaks of gold over the quiet suburban street. 7-year-old Aisha skipped along the cracked pavement, her little backpack bouncing against her shoulders. She had been late leaving school because she stayed behind to finish a drawing for her teacher. Now, the street felt unusually empty, the silence broken only by the distant hum of traffic. Aisha wasn't afraid. She walked this way almost every day. But today, someone else was watching. From the shadow of an alley, a tall man in a faded jacket emerged, his eyes narrowing. His steps were soft, deliberate, like a predator stalking prey. The man's face carried years of bitterness and anger, and today he had chosen an innocent child as his victim. Aisha sensed it before she even saw him. That strange, crawling feeling on the back of her neck made her quicken her pace. Her small hands clutched the straps of her backpack tightly. When she finally glanced over her shoulder, her heart jumped. He was there, following. "Hey, little girl," the man called, his voice low and threatening. "Where are you going in such a hurry?" Aisha's throat tightened. She didn't answer. She just walked faster, her little shoes tapping nervously against the pavement. The man smirked, picking up his pace. "Don't be scared, I just want to talk." But what Aisha didn't know was that she was not walking alone. The guardian in the shadows. Just a few houses away, behind an old iron gate, lived Mrs. Fatima, a retired schoolteacher who had taught generations of children in the neighborhood. Though elderly, her eyes were sharp, and she spent her afternoons sitting near her window, watching the street. She had seen too much in life to ignore danger. As she sipped her tea, she noticed the man creeping behind Aisha. The cup froze in her hand. Something was wrong. Without a second thought, she stood up, grabbed her walking stick, and hurried outside. "Excuse me," her voice cracked across the street, firm and commanding. The man stiffened, his smirk faltering. Aisha turned, relief flooding her little face when she saw the familiar figure of her neighbor. "Mrs. Fatima," tapped her stick against the pavement. "Why are you following this child?" The man's eyes darkened, but he forced a crooked smile. "Just making sure she gets home safe, old lady. Mind your business." But before he could step closer, another figure appeared, Aisha's older brother, Bilal, running down the street. He was only 16 but tall and strong from playing football. He had noticed his sister wasn't home yet and had gone out to look for her. "Stay away from her," Bilal shouted, sprinting toward them. The man cursed under his breath. He hadn't expected this, first the old woman, now the brother. He backed up slightly, his confidence faltering. Fear turns to courage. Aisha ran into her brother's arms, clinging tightly. "Bilal, he was following me," she cried. Bilal glared at the man, fists clenched. "I'll call the police if you don't leave right now." But the man wasn't ready to give up. Anger twisted his face as he snarled, "You think you can stop me? You're just a kid." Before he could move closer, Mrs. Fatima struck the ground with her stick, her voice sharp and fearless. "You take one more step, and the entire neighborhood will know what you're trying to do." At that very moment, another sound joined them, the barking of a dog. From the yard next door, a large German shepherd pushed through the half-open gate, sensing danger. Its deep growls filled the air, and the man froze. Aisha, trembling but no longer alone, looked up at her brother, her neighbor, and the dog. She realized something powerful. She was surrounded by protectors. The coward revealed. The man stumbled backward, his bravado crumbling. He had thought he would find an easy victim, but instead he found resistance at every corner. An elderly woman with courage, a teenage boy ready to fight, and even a loyal animal ready to defend. He spat on the ground, muttering, "This isn't over," before turning and running down the street, disappearing into the alley from where he came. Bilal immediately pulled out his phone and dialed the police, giving a full description. Mrs. Fatima guided Aisha toward her gate, her hand trembling slightly but her spirit unbroken. "You were very brave, child," she told Aisha softly. "But remember, never walk home alone without telling someone. The world can be dangerous, but you are never truly alone." The aftermath. Within minutes, 2 police officers arrived, taking statements from Mrs. Fatima and Bilal. Aisha, still shaken, clutched her brother's hand tightly. The officers assured them that patrols would search the area for the man. As the blue lights faded into the distance, Bilal knelt beside his sister. "I promise, Aisha, I'll always protect you." Her small voice whispered back, "I know." And Mrs. Fatima and the dog too. The three of them shared a smile, the fear slowly melting into gratitude. A lesson remembered. That night, Aisha lay in bed, staring at the glow in the dark stars on her ceiling. She thought about how close she had come to danger, and how quickly help had arrived. She realized something she would carry for the rest of her life. Sometimes the world can feel dark, but there are always lights around us, family, neighbors, even strangers willing to step in. The man who wanted to harm her had no idea she was never truly alone. And she never would be.